Hello and welcome to Allegedly Astrology. Each week we break down the astrology that happened during some of the biggest scandals and events in history.
Thanks so much to everyone for listening to our show. If you want to support us, you can leave us a 5-star review and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
And if you do leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and DM us a screenshot of your review, we'll make you a custom meme of your big three and send you a quick write-up about it.
We also have a very cool and exclusive Patreon, so if you want more awesome astrology content, join us at patreon.com/allegedlyastrology.
And make sure you follow us. We're Allegedly Astrology on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, and Allegedly Astro on Twitter. You could also visit our website to learn more about us and the show.
You can also book a reading with me at astrologyreadingsbydana@gmail.com.
So Dana, what are we talking about today?
Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana. And before we get started, we wanted to welcome an extra special guest and a young millennial to this episode. Very important to give context to Hannah Montana. And that is my sister, Claudia. Welcome, Claudia.
Thank you.
Hey,
I have much
Claudia.
Hannah Montana knowledge.
She really does. Everything I know about Hannah Montana is through the lens of Claudia, loving
Is
Hannah
through me.
Montana.
For sure.
So Claudia, I know you've been on an episode before, but introduce yourself, tell us your big three, and yeah.
I am an Aries sun, a Leo moon, and a Leo rising. So I'm very happy to be in Aries season. Yeah.
Hell yes. Yes. Fun fact, when my mom was due with Claudia, she was due on my birthday, and I screamed, "No!" And I joke that she heard my screams from the womb and held out an additional 5 days, so we never had to share a birthday.
I've always been a dutiful younger sister.
That's a compromise
She has-
between
Yes.
Aries siblings.
Dutiful
Yeah,
younger
you have.
sister.
I have been a dutiful younger sister ever since that day. So
She has.
You're welcome.
So now I'm doing this podcast with 2 Leo risings, so pray for me.
And I'm doing with 2 Aries suns, so.
Yeah, exactly.
And Claudia's doing with 2 Sagittarius moons, 3 fire signs.
my God.
Oh,
wow. Big fire
okay.
energy today.
Big fire energy.
Look at us go.
But yes, Sarah is busy preparing to make her big move to New York City. So we thought, who better to join us than someone who was actually a huge Hannah Montana fan today and back in the day. So who is Hannah Montana? Hannah Montana is one of the most influential teen sitcoms of the 21st century, as well as one of Disney Channel's most commercially successful franchises. The show starred Miley Cyrus and ran from 2006 to 2011, and it spawned merchandise, a movie, a concert film, music tours, and launched the career of Miley Cyrus. And as the show is celebrating its 20th anniversary, we're going to take a look at its astrology. And so we're going to start with the show's star, Miley Cyrus. So Claudia, tell us about Miley.
Miley was born Destiny Hope Cyrus to her mom Tish and her father, country music star Billy Ray Cyrus. Her godmother is country music legend Dolly Parton, and she has 5 siblings. Her parents nicknamed her Smiley, which they later shortened to Miley because she often smiled as an infant.
I still can't get over Miley's.
It's really
name,
weird.
Destiny Hope.
Okay.
It just.
And do you know
doesn't-
why?
What?
Do you know why her name is Destiny Hope? Because her grandmother thought it was her destiny to bring hope to the world.
Whoa.
Okay, why do I have chills?
Oh,
Or something
my
so dumb.
God.
It's very like Southern
Yeah.
energy. I feel
Wow.
like.
That's very
But-
Oh
cute.
my God. All right. So what's Miley's chart like, Dana?
Okay, Miley Cyrus was born on November 23rd, 1992 at 4:19 p.m. in Nashville, and she is a Sagittarius sun, a Scorpio moon, and a Taurus rising. So she's a Sagittarius sun, famously the sun sign of the pop star. She loves attention, performing, is funny and fun, is loud, and mostly I think this sign, it's like Sagittarius is all about belief. This sun is all about yourself and who you can become. This is really, they really believe in themselves. So that's key. Miley is a Scorpio moon, and she's born on a dark moon, and plus her moon is in her 7th house of opponents, and it's conjunct her descendant and Mercury retrograde. So this means that people like to come for her. Jealousy and betrayal is a facet of her life, and she can often be blindsided by betrayal.
Mm.
And she also, though, Scorpio moon is not all bad. They have deep bonds and feelings, and she can put this and channel it into her music, which I love because
She's a very sensitive person.
Yes.
She's a very sensitive soul.
Sweetheart. She has a Taurus rising. Taurus is literally the sign of the voice, with her rising being ruled by Venus in Earth sign Capricorn. She has her signature deep, raspy voice, and her chart ruler is Venus in the ninth house of idols, and she's a superstar, and she played one on TV.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she's a double superstar.
It's just funny because I just do
guess I
not
don't really either.
associate Miley Cyrus with Hannah Montana. Like, it doesn't.
I don't anymore.
Really?
No, I don't anymore. It's been such a long time. It's like she was only Hannah Montana for 5 years, and then the past 15 years has been
Really?
something
Yeah,
else. So
That's
I don't
true.
know.
That's true. Anyway, since she was little, she always wanted to be an actress, and she eventually auditioned and landed a role in the Disney Channel show aptly named Hannah Montana. Claudia, tell us, what is Hannah Montana all about?
Very aptly named. The series stars Miley Stewart, a teenage girl living a double life as a famous pop star, Hannah Montana, an alter ego she adopted that wears a blonde wig, so Miley could maintain her anonymity and live a normal life as a typical teenager. Each episode deals with Miley's everyday struggles to cope with the social and personal issues of adolescence while maintaining the added complexities of her secret identity.
Yes.
Also aptly named, they just never changed her name.
They just
show.
never changed her name, Miley Stewart. It's also funny because she didn't look that different.
Yeah, no, I love that part.
Like
I
the
really
best
love that
part of
part.
the show.
I did see a meme that was a picture of the actress who plays Carolyn Bessette Kennedy as a brunette and as a blonde, and someone was like, these pictures prove to me that I never would have known that Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus were the same person.
That's funny. I like that.
That's good. Okay, maybe we wouldn't have known. And fun fact, her musician dad, Billy Ray Cyrus, played her on-screen dad. So there's a lot of like parallels. So it's like Miley was also named Miley. Billy Ray was her real dad and her on-screen dad. And Disney had really high hopes for Hannah Montana and aired it immediately after like a re-showing of High School Musical to try to draw people in. What was going on when Hannah Montana premiered?
So this was March 24th, 2006. Let's say around 9:38 p.m. Eastern, because it aired after, again, High School Musical, which is about an hour and 38 minutes, and it started at 8 p.m. So Hannah Montana has an Aries sun, an Aquarius moon, and a Scorpio rising, and it's 3 days before a solar eclipse in Aries. So literally all this intense Aries energy. Aries is a sign of the baby. A star is literally born with Miley and Hannah.
Wow, we didn't even know we were going to do this episode during Aries season. Such Aries energy on this episode. Hannah Montana premiere. Wow. Oh, wow.
Isn't Scorpio rising like known for success also?
Jupiter is there, so that definitely adds success to it. Scorpio rising is why would that be? That's the 10th house is in Leo, so that's like the star, yeah. Now, I'm not saying why would that be. I'm just saying what would support that, other than like just Scorpios being scrappy. And then Aries is like Aries sun. Okay, so this is the birth. And then the Aquarius moon is elusive. It's glamorous. It's a superstar, right? She's like untouchable, right? But very cool. Who is that? And then Scorpio rising is, okay, a secret identity. Like, we don't know who this person is. She's put on a blonde wig. And then Mercury stationed direct 11 hours later, and it was like retrograde and conjunct Uranus in this chart. So that makes it this like really, again, this sort of like dramatic, intense breakthrough energy, especially in the 5th house because it's a creative energy. And then Pluto stationed retrograde 4 days later. So Pluto also brings this like intense, powerful energy to it all.
The show was a success and became a defining moment of the Disney Channel era, as well as catapulting Miley to global stardom because she'd be iconically tied to her role as Hannah. But as we mentioned earlier, not only tied, which is, I feel, credit to Miley herself.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the synastry between Miley and the show.
Okay. When Miley started the show, her progress moon was in Taurus, and the progress moon in Taurus is all about making money. Plus, it's in her 1st house, so it's all about her. Then I wanted to look at the solar return for 2005 for her because that would be like the solar return chart of the year she became a superstar. And it was a 2nd house Gemini Mercury year. 2nd house is money. Gemini is twins, duals, and it's literally Hannah and Miley. And then
Oh,
Mercury is
right.
merchandise. And this is really what I think took Disney from the Disney, at least of our childhood, to the Disney of
Yes,
merchandise. Like, we
definitely.
didn't have, there was not like Lizzie McGuire merchandise.
Lizzie McGuire did sing, like Hilary Duff was a pop star, is a pop star, but it was not at the same level of
No.
Hannah Montana at all.
Yeah, Lizzie McGuire wasn't going on tour.
No,
Not that I know of.
no. I mean,
You
Hillary
see
Duff
Hannah
might have been
character
going on
was
tour,
never-
but like,
the character had to have a double in Italy because she was not a superstar. That was just not, she was just a regular
Oh,
girl.
right.
yeah,
And-
Lizzie McGuire wasn't going on tour.
She just
Hannah
had
Montana was
A
going on
doppelganger
tour.
in Italy with a brown wig.
Isabella
Isabella.
with the brown wig.
Yeah. Famously. And then in her solar return chart, the sun was in the sixth house of work, subjugation. Her solar return midheaven is conjunct the north node. So it's a big year for career, and it's in her natal 12th house. So this is like mass fame and belonging to the world. It's like things that get away from you and are not really within her control. So she's herself, but she becomes also like an entity of Disney. And then her solar return ascendant is conjunct her natal Mars. It's all about power, action, and pursuit. It's also in her natal third house, which she's incorporated into the Disney family, right? I mean, they weren't like Disney siblings, right? But like it is this little community that was, instead of going to grade school, they went to Disney. And then her solar return Saturn is conjunct.
Yeah, what an iconic group.
Yeah, for sure.
The Jonas Brothers, Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato, Miley Cyrus. There was like a big
I remember
Disney
the
group.
drama and being like, oh, that was like the first time I was like interested, sort of was when Miley was like in a fight with Selena and Demi, maybe? Was that it?
Yeah, Selena and Demi were best friends, and Miley was like dating Nick Jonas, but then Nick Jonas started dating Selena Gomez.
Oh my God. Wow, I am.
Tea.
See, her life is marked by betrayal. Okay.
Yes.
From a young age.
Very young age. So her solar return Saturn is also conjunct her natal IC. This is like endings, the death of anonymity, the death of that self of her. And then it's also, I think, probably buying a home, maybe near where they shot. And then her solar return IC.
Yeah, I think probably because she was from Nashville, right? So this is probably what made them move to LA.
Yeah.
Yes, the family all moved to LA when she was cast as
Hannah Montana. So the solar return IC is also conjunct her natal Jupiter. So this sort of balances the above of the Saturn IC with Jupiter IC. It balances it with like luck, abundance. She shares this with others. I'm assuming a lot of what she did bought her family's home, even though her dad was Billy Ray Cyrus and had that song. Achy Breaky Heart, is that?
yeah.
And then Pluto in Sagittarius is conjunct her natal north node. This is bringing her so much power, and it's a fated moment. And her solar return Neptune is conjunct her natal Saturn in Aquarius. She becomes mega famous overnight. It's in her natal 10th house of fame. She's famous forever. And responsibilities also projected upon her just as quick that she's a child, but she like has to take on sort of these roles of adults and also it's projected on her by adults too, which is even more annoying to me. Makes you want to scream in the street.
Yeah, they put so much pressure on those kids. Miley was 11 years old when they shot the pilot for Hannah Montana.
Oh my gosh, a baby.
So she was like literally a baby.
But I do feel like Miley was better positioned for this fame because of who her dad was and her parents were. I think they were like very involved and they were not really going to let her be taken advantage of.
Totally.
So I also feel we talked about a lot of Disney kids like just not having a great start in life and being taken advantage of by adults. And so like obviously I think Miley did have to grow up fast, but I do think she definitely was able to. There's just something different about her. She's like less traumatized or something. I don't know.
And her dad was on set with her every single day. And I know that like any child, their parent is probably, or guardian is like on set with them every day until they're 18. But like he was actually part of the show. So I feel like if there was anyone who was going to be taken advantage of the least, it would be her.
Also, yeah, so many stage parents are like basically, yeah, to do whatever with my kid.
We just did an episode on Shia LaBeouf for the Patreon, and his dad was like an abusive rodeo clown alcoholic. It's like,
And Miley's parents didn't need her money
Right.
either. So that's a huge thing that this was before like Coogan accounts. So her parents could have taken all of her money.
That's true. They could have. So we can't talk about Hannah Montana without talking about the Disney Channel. So Disney channeled the series after the success of previous music-based franchises. So there were music elements in That's So Raven, Lizzie McGuire, and then, of course, the classic musical, High School Musical.
The classic musical.
The classic
The
musical.
classic musical. The Broadway
The full
classic, High School
musical.
Musical.
That was a full musical, not just musical elements, is what I was trying to say. So anyway, they wanted to build a massive entertainment brand that brought together a sitcom with a real-life pop music career moment. So what is the synastry between Disney Channel and Hannah Montana?
So the Disney Channel was started on April 18th, 1983 in Burbank, California. And the Disney Channel has an Aries sun and a Cancer's moon, which is really perfect because Aries sun is the child. and-
Another
Oh my
Aries sun.
God.
Right? It's okay.
Yeah,
You can do this
literally.
now, child. Like one of the first channels to raise your
Oh,
children.
Elise, how scary is it that we have a cancer mom?
Yeah, wow.
How
Disney
scary is
Channel.
it?
I mean, we love the Disney Channel.
Yeah. I feel like we all really did. But I can imagine.
I don't know.
Can
There were
imagine.
definitely like people that were like Nickelodeon families, and we
Oh,
were
yeah,
like
I guess
not
that's
really
true.
like.
Nickelodeon.
I was a Nickelodeon child. Like I
Really?
watched like Fairly Odd Parents and like all those weird
Rugrats?
cartoons. Yeah, Rugrats is not a weird cartoon,
No.
but yeah, I watched
I mean, it
Rugrats.
very much is. It's about talking babies.
Kind
Yes.
of weird.
There's a whole episode about a watermelon seed traveling through Chucky's body.
Oh, I do
Yeah.
remember that because I was really scared of swallowing a seed
I
after
was
that.
really scared of
Really?
that as well.
Well, yeah, let's see what else is going on. Pluto, Hannah's Pluto is on Disney's South Node and Neptune. And the South Node is fate at events. Pluto is like major power. Neptune really has this other depth of fame. And this like Hannah Montana brought Disney to new levels of power and fame. They were able to really franchise the shit out of this. And then also very interesting is that when Hannah Montana was released, Saturn was in Leo, the sign of the superstar. And it was squaring Disney's Saturn in Scorpio, which, I mean, don't love that Disney's Saturn is in Scorpio conjunct Pluto and Libra, but that's another discussion for another day. And the closing Saturn square right before the Saturn return, it's lasting success, but it's not without controversy. And it's not without, it's just Miley basically takes like the brunt, I think, of she becomes this sort of person who's responsible for what a lot of adults do. And that's very Saturn and Leo to me. And then the closing Saturn squares, we really nailed it with this, but with a lot of power comes a lot of conversation. And yeah, there was a lot of controversy around Hannah Montana from what I can remember. Or maybe it was just after. Maybe I'm really still mad about
I think
something
it
I'll talk
was
about later.
after.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
don't I don't remember any actual controversy with Hannah. Obviously, there was a lot of I take that back because I don't know. Miley Cyrus might have just finished filming Hannah Montana, but like she was caught smoking weed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Salvia. It was
huge
salvia.
thing.
It was like
But was it? Like, can we all look back now and get the honest to God truth?
I don't know. I don't really
At this
care.
point,
But
we
yeah,
know
it's a
how
good
much
question.
Miley likes weed. Yeah. But I don't know if that
Was
was
it?
still while she was filming Hannah Montana or not. I think it might have been like right at the end.
Really
Right.
good
the
question,
tail end.
Claudia. Was it salvia?
So
Mm,
I think the drama was more so with Miley regardless. Like, I don't think Hannah had any controversy,
Sure. Okay.
Right.
but Miley sure did.
I love.
as we'll get to, all good things must come to an end, even huge Disney cash cows. And Hannah Montana ended officially on January 16th, 2011. And this was a result of Miley just growing up. She grew in popularity. She wanted to start her own music career, and she wanted to move into more mature acting roles.
Miley has been one of Disney's child stars that was able to create a rare success story. Many child actors struggle to transition into adulthood in the public eye, but it wasn't an easy journey. As we just talked about, Miley faced intense media scrutiny and controversy while she was at Disney and the years after she left.
Yes. So Some of the few controversies were a Vanity Fair cover where her back was exposed.
She was
I don't remember that, but like
it was
This
her and
was-
Billy
she was-
Ray. Yeah, Claudia.
and her dad.
oh,
Yeah, so it was her and her dad, and for whatever reason, instead of giving her like a cute little white button-down shirt, they just gave her a sheet, a white sheet,
She's
and she
topless.
just covered her
with
Yeah.
her dad.
It was very
with her
weird.
dad. Okay, it was shot by Annie Leibovitz.
Oh my God, Annie Leibovitz, what are you doing?
I'm pretty sure it was shot by Annie Leibovitz.
No,
I
I
have
think
to
you're
check.
right. The lighting was
Um,
exactly Annie.
It's giving like Twilight.
Twilight.
Yes, it is
It's
Twi.
giving
Looks like a vampire.
Twilight.
Very Twi.
She looks like a vampire,
I don't
and I
wanna go
get
out
it. That
Twi.
was like in at the time, but again, why is she topless with her dad?
Miley
Yeah.
Cyrus.
So yeah, she was 15 at the time of that photo, so that was fun. And then the Teen Choice Award, she pole danced to Party in the USA when she was 16. Then there was the
Pole
whole
dancing
twerking.
is a stretch.
Yeah, I
Let's
know.
just be honest. It was an
That-
ice cream cart with a pole so that she could hold on to something because it was like a moving cart. And then it was like, everyone was like, she's pole dancing. So
People projected
I'm
her
on Team
so
Miley.
much.
Yeah, it's
I
so
know.
frustrating.
No.
Then she twerked on Robin Thicke, which was a whole thing.
She was like
that was a
was
pretty
weird.
one, wasn't she? When
yeah.
But still, that was weird
It was
because
weird.
Robin Thicke is weird.
yeah, Robin
Is
Thicke is
old and
disgusting.
weird.
Is old and weird. Yeah, like pervert energy.
He's so perv.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like her Can't Be Tamed era that got people really in an uproar. And Can't Be Tamed was her single and music video that was like a real departure from her like family friendly image. So much that Radio Disney even stopped playing her during this time.
That was one
Wow.
of my favorite music videos.
Can't Be
I must have
Tamed?
watched it 400 times.
Can you tell
Yeah,
us?
Miley
I've ever
Cyrus is like
seen it.
dressed like a bird. Okay, yes. So she is, okay, picture this. She's dressed in like a feathered dress and she's inside of a cage, right? She's very metaphorically being caged by Disney Channel. And she's released from the cage and then she's like grinding on all of these men in like a skimpy little outfit. And I thought it was so provocative when I was 16, but I loved it. I was like, this is so cool. They had just finished filming the last song where she had started dating Liam Hemsworth, and she was like, he was shirtless half of that movie, so I wanted to do something like sexy for myself.
Oh, okay. Good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
Well, she was.
And then, of course, the smoking salvia / weed from a bong was released. That was a whole nother media storm. So what was going on for Miley? What were her 2010 transits? Because this was just seemed to be like one thing after another for her.
So something that really could have set this off in a way is that in December 2008, she had her progressed full moon in Gemini. So this is a full moon. Tension is peaking. It's in her natal second house, and the second house is the house of self-esteem. So people attacking her to take her down a peg, wanting to destroy her confidence, also wanting to maybe take away some of her livelihood because they're mad at how wealthy she's become and powerful at such a young age. But in 2009, since her birthday's in November 23rd, I did the 2009 solar return chart for 2010. And 2009 was a Libra 6th house Venus year. Libra is justice. The 6th house is subjugation and enemies. Her natal Venus is in her 9th house of idols. And her solar return descendant is conjunct her natal Venus. Plus, her solar return Venus is in her natal 7th house. So this is a year of opponents facing opposition, people really wanting to challenge her. And eclipses were in Cancer and Capricorn, including a solar eclipse in the very beginning in January 10 in Capricorn. It was opposite her natal Mars in Cancer. So this is really reiterating the themes of opponents. And with Mars in Cancer, people are just not treating her fairly, and she doesn't really know where to put all of her anger. Claudia, as a fellow Mars in Cancer, maybe you get this.
She's a Mars in Cancer?
Yes.
Oh, I thought I was alone on this earth.
No,
It
me
is
and you
so
too.
bad out here.
It's so bad out here. And also, this was a year
Thankful.
that Uranus was conjunct her solar return midheaven in her natal 11th house. So this is Uranus is the planet of shock, surprise, really destabilizing things. The midheaven is the career. The 11th house is audience. So maybe also her audience changing. Oh, that could be what's happening. But yeah, there's a lot going on, and I pray for her every day.
I wonder if, to me, thinking back on some of this of her issues and like what she went through, I am so surprised that she is as normal as she is. And who knows, maybe she's not, but maybe just what she projects is like fairly normal
She seems
compared to like
self-aware.
confident.
She's very self-aware.
Yeah,
I recently saw
self-aware
something
and
where someone asked her something about like she doesn't really tour anymore because she is like conscious of how much she enjoys the attention and she doesn't like what that does to her. So she'll
Mhm.
do like performances, but she's not like doing tours. And I was like, wow. Because I think I would like that attention too if I was a pop star. And I think I would love to feed the monster in me that loves it with all the attention.
And as a Sagittarius, I'm sure she loves
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Also, I saw the Dumois like blind item or something of just like people thought it was funny that she had Chapel Roan on the special
That was
because
so weird.
Chapel Roan is so anti like fan and public and whatever. At least that's what she was appearing. And then someone was like, and like Miley is so like pro, like she'll walk in some place, she'll see people, she'll be like, come over, take a photo. I'm sure she values her privacy to some degree, but if she's out and about, she's interacting with fans. She seems like she likes it, genuinely likes it.
I've never heard anything like negative said about her besides the times where she was like a teenager and like young adult in her partying phase. But Duma blinds or like gossip or whatever, I don't ever hear people say anything like bad about it.
It's people have been judging her looks and her actions, but she doesn't seem to hurt other people or
Oh.
drag other people down.
And she seems appreciative of her fans.
But also, less than defending Chapel Roan, I think it's so interesting. That's what people think. Like, they're like, why would two people who have different like public personas, because they're both pop stars. That's why. Wouldn't
Right.
someone who's
They're
not
both
super
pop
on
stars at the end
Instagram?
of
I
the
don't know.
day.
It's
You know what it was? It was
Instagram
because
brain.
Chapel did the nipple thing.
What nipple thing?
And I think
Oh, yeah.
didn't
I
hear about the
think
nipple
it was
thing.
right after. Yeah, you did. You saw the
Yes, you did.
pictures
You
where
saw the pictures.
where she painted her chest and then had a nipple rings as like the top of her dress.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
So I think that's why they had her on with Miley. It was because like Miley was so shamed for like scantily clad
Mm,
outfit culture.
They said,
right.
get the girl with the
So-
nipple rings. Get that mean girl
Yeah.
with the nipple rings.
Honestly, I'm not a Chapel fan.
Really?
So
That surprises
down.
me. Because at Elisa's
Thumbs down.
Bachelorette, you were very Chapel.
that was 2 years ago, Dana. And Chapel has changed.
We're allowed to change.
People are allowed to change, Dana.
People are allowed to change.
You know what? I feel like I've seen a different side of her, and I now feel like I see a true her.
Oh, I
I
still
mean
really
side
like
of
her music,
I
though.
love the mean. I love how she is just
Yeah. I don't like
So
the
mean.
mean. Miley later said she was harshly judged and felt shame for many of these moments, later reevaluating them as part of her growth. But despite these challenges, Miley has emerged as one of our iconic pop stars, able to integrate her past as Hannah Montana into her current public persona, which brings us to the 20th anniversary of Hannah Montana.
Yes. So Miley is celebrating the show's 20th anniversary with a special on Disney Plus. And the special is executive produced by Miley, and it features her performing classic songs from the show, reflecting on her experience as a child star. And it was funny because she said that Dolly Parton, her casual godmother, was like, if you want something, just speak it into existence in public and people will make it happen for you.
Mhm.
So like for the past 2 or 3 years, when she was on red carpets, she would like proactively bring up like a 20th anniversary special until somebody like was like, okay, fine, we'll produce this. Like
so
we'll make
cool.
this for you.
I love that.
So what was going on when the anniversary debuted?
So this was March 30th, 2026. The sun was in Aries and the moon was in Virgo. It's right before a Libra full moon. But most importantly for Miley is that Uranus and Taurus is exactly conjunct her natal ascendant. And so Uranus is the planet of breaking out. And I feel like she's such a superstar and this really ties it all in for who she is as a person, right? Now Hannah Montana is a part of her, but she's also her. It's this ability, this opportunity to redefine everything that like Hannah was. And also maybe to recontextualize Hannah for herself, because I think that it did leave some sort of bad taste in her mouth. Also, this was the day that Venus entered Taurus. So Venus is now in her first house and it's ruling that Uranus. It's like it's not like it's just you're the star and you get to be in charge of Hannah, even if you weren't before. Plus, she's 33 years old. She turned 33 on November 23rd, 2025. And that is a 10th house year. The 10th house is all about fame, career. In her natal 10th house, she has Saturn and her midheaven. Saturn is celebrating like how long, like just celebrating the years, like a whole 2 decades of Hannah Montana. That's really Saturn. Like you've lasted this long. Go girl, get it. And then Pluto there is also reiterating all the power. Like she is so powerful and she really does so much. Like Claudia was saying, no one says bad things about her. And this is just like she's for the people, which is what Aquarius is.
Something that I thought was like poetic about the reunion special or anniversary special was that she didn't wear a wig for it.
Oh,
She like did.
I couldn't
she
believe
dyed
that was her
hair
rear.
blonde.
She did the actual Hannah Montana
The Hannah
hair.
hair.
Chaperone was like, "Oh, I like this wig," and she's, "Girl, it's my own hair. I have a few pieces in, and that's it."
Cute. I love
So
her.
I thought that was
I love her
cute.
so
She like
much.
bridged Miley and
And
Hannah together.
That's really
Yeah.
cool too because Saturn is in Aries now with Neptune and it's also Aries season with the sun and it's in her natal 12th house, but it's also where like Hannah is so Saturn. Like Saturn is conjunct where the sun and North Node were when Hannah Montana came out. So it's again celebrating like how long it's been, celebrating like the years. And then also with the sun and Saturn in her 12th house, she gets to see the effect that she made on people instead of being chastised. All of it's just really heartening for me because I love my
Yeah, I didn't think I would get so emosh during the special, but it was
What made you cry
Yeah.
when you watched it?
honestly the opening scene when she got on stage and was singing the best of both worlds. I just started crying and I was like, it's like when we were at the Eras tour and
Yeah.
you're listening to music that kind of defined your childhood in a way. It made me emotional, but I forgot how much of an impact Hannah Montana had
I cry
on
when I
my
listen to my
childhood.
like her voice is just so good. I can't
It's so
hold my
beautiful,
eyelashes.
yeah.
When they panned to the fans in the audience, there were people of all ages
Oh, really?
and genders wearing their Miley wigs, and it
cute.
was just people like knew every freaking word. It was really cute, I have to say.
You
Yeah.
guys?
I didn't cry because I don't have that connection of Hannah Montana like to my childhood. I loved Miley's performances. That was my favorite part of the special. I haven't heard her perform in a long time. So it just was really nice to hear her like gorgeous voice and kind of hear some of these songs that I didn't like used to love, like The Climb,
Oh yeah, I like the one.
and
know.
hearing her perform that. Yeah, hearing that now.
Just like that,
Thank
Dana.
you.
Yeah, she's singing just like that.
I felt like it was so much more raw and gritty than what I remember that song being in my head.
It's gonna be an uphill battle.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're
Yeah.
gonna have to lose.
That's exactly how
Those
she
are some
sounds.
of the words I know.
Claudia, what was your favorite part? Obviously, you cried at the intro, but did you have any other
Mhm.
parts or anything that surprised you? I was surprised that they didn't have some of the like her best friend characters on it.
I know. I didn't totally love the production, Alex Cooper of it all,
She.
but I
She
really
like
liked-
helped host it and interviewed
She-
Miley.
it was an unwell production.
Oh, okay. So she produced it with Miley.
Yeah,
Got it.
with Miley. I liked when Miley's mom was on because Miley is very like, I feel like herself when she's with her mom.
Cute.
And I loved them going back into the Hannah closet because that was truly my biggest jealousy as a youth was the Hannah closet. It's all I
The Hannah
wanted.
closet.
Me and Bridget used to just every outfit try to
Oh
recreate
my god, cute.
one of the Hannah outfits.
That
You
is so
know,
cute.
So
like
cute.
that was good stuff.
Wow. I love that for you.
And I liked the new song that she performed. I thought it was really
Is this
nice.
a new song?
Mm-hmm.
Can you perform it?
Was that
It's
the one
like
at the end?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was good. I wasn't sure if I had missed that or not, but also she looks amazing.
She looks amazing.
Stunning.
She's like,
Like
not
she
like
really does.
Ozempic skinny. She's just
No.
like strong, but looks like just good.
In the Ozempic world, she looks she's obviously a very thin woman, but she like looks healthy.
Yes. She had that sort of revenge bod ready to go for her Flowers era,
Yeah.
but she's kept it up.
Yeah, she's
She
so
looks
strong.
good as hell. Damn, I
That
love
Bob
Miley.
Mackie dress
She's living a
that
revenge
she
life,
wore when she
really.
won the Grammy is like such an iconic look
I love
when
that
she won her
I just
Grammy.
won my first Grammy. That was so cute.
Oh,
that
she's
made
so
me cry
cute.
too.
And
It
like,
was so cute.
Everything makes me cry.
she's so earnest.
Yeah.
Everything she says and talks about is, I feel like it's not meant to be a flex, or she's not just saying it to make people jealous of her or whatever. She's
For
just
sure.
sharing like things she's excited about and things that she loves without
Yeah.
being
I love that.
annoying about it.
Well said.
Yeah.
Miley, I love you.
Huge fan. We love Miley.
Huge fan. Wow. We're big Miley stans over here, if you guys can't tell. Dana, any other thoughts about Miley? I know this was more of a Hannah Montana episode and not Miley, but anything else you want to say to wrap up?
If Miley is listening.
Miley, if you're listening.
For
Miley,
her,
if you're out there.
For her and for any other Taurus risings, ages 32 and 33 could be, I guess, tough, but also like a year or 2 years where you're really taking stock. These are the 2 Saturn years. But when she turns 34 in November, she'll be starting Jupiter Pisces year, and it's an 11th house year. This is really, it's just so much more freedom, and the pressures are released in a certain way. And that'll just be a very nice sort of relaxing feeling. She can also, some things in like between that and Uranus entering her second house, I wonder if she'll be starting like her own sort of production house or own studio of sorts.
Do you think she's going to get married?
Is she
soon?
engaged?
She is.
Maybe she'll get married when okay, so the first Capricorn eclipse is this summer. The first eclipse, or is that, no, it's next summer. The first eclipse in the Capricorn Cancer series, because her ninth house is Capricorn. She also has her Venus and Uranus and Neptune there. So when the eclipses are in Capricorn, this, I think, will probably be when she maybe gets married, because the ninth house has a lot to do with like ceremonies and rituals.
So when
She
is
doesn't
that?
seem like she's in a rush to get married. Obviously, she's already been married. So I was just curious
An evil,
when.
jealous man who was sadly very hot.
I know.
Wait, when is that, you
Summer.
think, Dana?
So
Could be this summer or next summer?
No, not this summer, I don't think. It's possible. So a lot of times, so this summer, actually, we're already in the series of eclipses in Aquarius and Leo, and that first one was in February 17th, 2026. And sometimes people get married during 10th house transits, and so that could be possible. But I think more likely it would be when the eclipses are in Cancer and Capricorn. The first Capricorn eclipse, I believe, is next summer, 2027. So maybe then.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Watch out for a Miley Cyrus marriage next summer. Who knows? For her first marriage, it was just a surprise
That's
Instagram
true.
post. So nobody knew.
Oh, I love that. I remember too, I think we talked about the transits of that wedding were, I think, rough from what I remember.
Yeah, you were not recommending that.
Got it.
Yes, her Scorpio moon. Maybe that is, she does like to keep certain things private. Who knows?
Secret.
Respect.
All right. Thank you guys so much for listening and supporting the podcast. We love Miley and we love you. So with that, I'm Elise.
I'm Dana.
And this has been a special episode of Allegedly Astrology. Bye.
Hi. Thank you, Claudia.
Bye.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
Claudia.
Thanks for having me.